Last day in St. George, Utah. Heading back to Canada tomorrow. Yeah, so I figured I'd go for maybe one more run. Gonna drive to Missoula, Montana tomorrow. It's about 11 hours. And then head to the Canadian border. And hopefully they'll let me in. And then I got 14 days of quarantine in Canada for this whole coronavirus thing. So yeah, trying to take in as much as I can right now. The heat and the nice weather before I don't do anything for 2 weeks. Yeah, I've been in Utah for almost a month now, which is longer than I was planning, but it's been good. It's been fun. Me and Kate did Antelope Canyon, 50 mile, and it was awesome. We had a great race. Both our longest distance to ever complete. So that was awesome, moving forward on that. And coming up with a couple ideas to create our own ultra, maybe, possibly. We talked to Parks Canada to see if we can get some permits for some races, or at least a race in Kananaskis country up Banded Peak, but it's limited to about 50 participants. So we're kind of wondering if we're going to be able to pull it off, and even if it's possible with such a small number of people. But anyway, something we could maybe vlog about and talk about in the future, or not, who knows, just an idea right now. So that's the St. George Airport over there. Trail system down here is awesome. It's really, really fun if you're into like running and mountain biking and all that stuff. Like, this is basically a paradise. Other than the no shade from the sun, it's pretty amazing out here. So if you ever get the chance to come down, come down. Even though it seems like half of California is moving here right now. Yeah, even with everything going on, St. George still seems to be pretty busy. Lots of people out doing things. Yeah, nobody really seems to be affected by the coronavirus thing, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. I've been trying to stay inside, and I mean, people are still working here, and you know, I guess you got to pay the bills somehow, but hopefully this goes away quicker than people are thinking, because I mean, it's up to 50,000 cases or something now, and it's just, I mean, it's been like 1 week. So this Banded Peak race that we were thinking about doing, me and Kate ran it last year. We did about 42K, and we were gonna try to make it maybe 50K. It's absolutely beautiful. The only issue that we're having right now is we're just wondering if we can make it happen with a low number of people, because we were kind of hoping maybe we could get 200 people and, you know, have everything run smoothly, have nice aid stations, you know, and lots of nice promo gear and all that stuff. But we've heard from the permitting office that because it's in the provincial park, that they lower the numbers. It's about I think it's $2 a person, and they limit it to 50 people if it's in an area that's basically hard to get to, which it will be. So with only 50 people, it's going to be a challenge to get this thing running. However, I think it's doable. I think it'd be fun too. It would be me and Kate's first kind of event ever running out there, so be kind of trial by fire. I'm sure we'll make lots of mistakes if we do decide to go with it. But yeah, we're trying to hit the 3 summits. I can't remember what they're called, but Bandit Peak's got some pretty good elevation, and we're trying to aim it for about a 50K ultra. And with 50 people, we'll probably just have 1 distance. Nothing crazy. But yeah, I will give you updates if this happens, and if it doesn't, this is just some random blog post that I'm talking about it. So with such a small, limited amount of participants, we're probably gonna have to try to mitigate the aid stations, and we're kind of almost even looking at making the race self-supported. Maybe put at 1 aid station. But just the logistics of this area is kind of difficult. There's no road access, so everything is going to have to be hauled in basically by hand, either by mountain bike and buggy or horse and buggy, or I don't think we'll be able to get an ATV down there. So the logistics of the race will be kind of interesting, but that's also what makes it kind of cool and kind of a draw. Like, I don't know if you ever go to Bandit Peak, it's so pretty up there. It's gorgeous, and the mountain itself is actually pretty serious getting up there. So it'd be a really fun place to have an event. And not only that, smaller amount of people is, you know, less of a footprint on the area, keep it nice and pristine. So one of the hard things about this whole area is that pretty much 10 months of the year, the peak of this mountain is covered in snow. So the window of opportunity for actually holding this event is pretty slim. We have the summer, basically, July and August, and that seems to be a pretty busy time for, I don't know where I'm going, for most races to be held. So we're probably going to have to be competing with a lot of local races, such as Iron Legs and, you know, Bragg Creek events, and just basically all the events going around in all of Alberta. However, I don't think there's anybody that's doing races exactly in that area. So probably for good reason. We'll probably find out, because it's probably a huge pain in the ass. But it's kind of a cool place we saw. I don't think I'm gonna go this way. I gotta go back. Yeah, we were kind of hoping to have tons of participants, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And it's probably a good thing, like I said, because of the footprint and all that. But I don't know, right now it's kind of just in the backworks between everything, you know, that's going on in the world. But a boy can dream. Yeah, I've also been tinkering with a couple logos, jumping way ahead of the game, so I'll post them over here somewhere, and let me know which ones you guys think suck, if any are good, or if I should just go back to the drawing board in the comments. This cool bench I found. Pretty neat. Yep, it's me sitting around, just hanging out. Okay, so almost back to my truck. So guess that's it for my Utah trip. It's been a pleasure. Bon voyage. See you in Canada.